Hi, I'm Karen Beloy, and this is my activation for the month of April out of the Worshiping Bride. This chapter I'm going to be doing is the Principles of Praise, and I'll be focusing on the second point. So this is how my activation would go. First, I'll read the second bullet, and that is, the great obstacle to worship, the unrelenting enemy of true worship, is self. Worshiping God with all of our being requires that we become disciplined, laying aside our self-will and emptying our hearts before God. Romans 8:32 says, God did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us all. Thankfully, God didn't hold back with regard to us and leaving us hanging. God's commitment to us is complete. God gave us everything in Jesus, and we should give God everything in return. Psalms 95:6-8 says, Come, let us worship and bow down. Let us kneel down before the Lord, our Maker, for he is our God. We are the people he watches over. The flock is under his care. If only you would listen to his voice today. The Lord says, don't harden your hearts as Israel did at Meribah, as they did at Massa in the wilderness. Hebrews 12:9 says, for God is a consuming fire. The second part of 2 says, in Leviticus chapters 1-7, the various offerings and sacrifices are listed and described. These were acts of worship which God required of his covenant people. First on the list is the burnt offering. It was entirely consumed by the altar fire. Nothing was eaten or taken away by the worshiper or by the priest. What a beautiful picture of worship. We come to God giving all that we have and all that we are to the consuming fire of his glory, holding back nothing, asking for nothing away with us. And if you go specifically into Leviticus, it actually talks about how it is burnt until everything is gone. So that's really important. What I will be doing for this activation, I'll show you the steps of what I'll do for the activation now. And this will be to the song, I Give You My Heart by Hillsong Worship. So what I would do is everybody would be standing back here waiting for their turn. And there'll be people right here with orange and red flags. This is an altar, this is representing the altar. And then you'll have red and orange flags right here over this. And so people would be coming back here holding their hearts. And while you're holding your heart, you'll be thinking about, what do I need to give to the Lord? What haven't I given him yet? And just pray into that and have him show you what that is that you need to bring to the altar. So what you'll do is you'll come down and you'll kneel down in front of the altar and you'll place your heart. And then what I'll do is have the flags over the altar, and then I will have 6 people, 3 on each side. And what I would have them do is have the red flags, or the red banners rather, holding them this way. So we're in, I guess that would be a 6 corners, so I guess that's a hexagon. So you'd have 3 on this side and 3 on this side. So what I'd have it do is, with it, it'd be shaped coming out here, and then the other person coming out here, and then another person over here. So you're basically surrounding this. And then what you'll do is, while the person is still kneeling down, you have people holding the banners, as in the altar room with God's consuming fire. And while the person is laying down, bowing down before God, they'll stay there until they feel that the fire is completely consumed whatever God whatever they need to give to the Lord. When they're done with that, they'll stand up, and each side of the consuming fire, they'll step aside, and then the person will walk through with, more importantly, they'll stand up, pick up their heart, place it close to their hearts, come through, and on the other side, just come into worship with the Lord, however you see fit and however you feel moved. So that would be my activation. Thank you.